7 games takes them to 7th place. Well, they may be going well now, but they did have a pretty topsy-turvy start to the season.
Stewart, again looking for Ferguson, who gets the better of Albert. Speed is there, and it's the second goal for Everton.
A long way to go, yes. We're not getting carried away by one performance, but nice to feel that we got 3 points under our belt very early.
Bambi, English combination, Juninho!
We're starting to look a little bit vulnerable. We've now conceded 6 in two games when we'd been relatively watertight. We dried up a little bit up front, but at least we got back on the goal trail today, albeit from a centre half. So it's a bit of a puzzle at the moment, really, but we'll get it right.
The season began well, then took a deflection. But since Middlesbrough, Everton are unbeaten in the Premiership. Wednesday's Mersey draw was the 7th game in the league without defeat. It's 2 years since Joe Royle returned to the club where his roots are. The manager, like the centre-forward, is forthright and positive.
It can't be done overnight. I mean, it took Manchester United, I think, 5 years to win the league. It's taken Newcastle 4 years and a tremendous turnover to get to where they are. There's no shortcut to that, but 2 years on down the road, I don't think we're too far away.
The nucleus of the squad Royle inherited remains, serving him well. And the big money signings are proving canny investments, none more than Andrei Kanchelskis.
He's not only functional for the team, but he puts bums on seats. He's the kind of player that supporters love. You know, he's got that magic. He can do things that other supporters can't do. And sometimes I think, not so much now, but in the grey sort of 80s, spectators looked at players and thought, well, I can do that. They look at Andre and they don't honestly think they can do that.
Southampton, who were on the receiving end of that Kanchelskis spectacular, were also victims of a Gary Speed hat-trick. Signed in the summer, Speed arrived as a more rounded version of the youngster who burst into the Leeds team when his game was much like his name. So what's different now?
You've got some good players in the team who all want the ball, and you know, if everyone's showing for you, then it makes your job easier.
So a hat-trick the other day suggests that it's working.
Yeah, I mean, with the passing players that we've got in the team, it enables me to make runs off the ball and get the ball when I make the runs, and I think that's what happened last Saturday.
Duncan Ferguson has been a frustration. Now you see him, now you don't. Royle, though, doesn't doubt his value.
It is now up to Duncan because he's played so few games. It means he's missed so much training, and quite honestly, for a man with immense talent, the legend has become bigger than the player at times, which is hard to imagine here. But he has the equipment to be the best centre-forward in the business. Make no mistake about that.
The newest recruit is Nick Barmby from Middlesbrough, gifted enough for the immediate present, young enough for the long-term ambition.
The lads are fantastic here, you know, everyone through to the tea women upstairs. It's a very friendly club. And plus, when you're playing with class players week in, week out, it is going to make it easier for you, and you know, it's certainly done that for me.
Getting your first goal fairly quickly was presumably a help.
Yeah, it is. When you score, you know, early on, it is nice for yourself. And I was getting a bit worried, to be honest. Last week it was 5-1 at half-time, and I hadn't scored, so I was a bit worried. But you know, the second half come good for myself, and you know, I really enjoyed it, which is something I'll never forget.
Sounds like you've got the basis of a pretty good setup here.
I think so, and I think 1 or 2 people are starting to realise that now, because even our greatest detractors are starting to come round and warm to us. Long may it continue.
Gerald, since that undistracted